Dreams can be really great experiences. When something happens in a dream, the way our brains react emotionally is very similar to what would happen if it was really being experienced. This means dreams can let us know what it would feel like to do things that would be difficult or outright impossible to do in our waking lives. The problem that stops most people from enjoying dreams as much as they could is the randomness of dreaming. You could be as likely to get a horrifying nightmare as a pleasant fantasy. And the idea of rolling the dice every time you go to sleep and hoping you'll get something good can be seriously frustrating. This video is about how you can control what happens in your dreams and get the exact experiences that you want. You can see places that you've never been or have never existed, give yourself superhuman abilities, or watch your greatest personal fantasy play out before your eyes. And as well as being a lot of fun, there's also a lot of practical benefits to lucid dreaming, like understanding your own subconscious, knowing how you'll react to things in advance, having a better understanding of yourself, and gaining new ideas in the same way as some of the greatest inventors and leaders have before. Acquiring this skill can also make you smarter. A University of Lincoln study showed that people who regularly have lucid dreams are better at solving puzzles than others, demonstrating an ability to correctly solve word puzzles related to insight 25% more often. It also works as a powerful visualization technique that can quickly increase your skills in certain areas. This works very well for sports training, as well as things like public speaking that require increased confidence, since your ability to perform well in these areas is highly influenced by your psychological state. Everybody dreams. In fact, everybody dreams a lot. The average person has 3 to 7 per night. If you don't think you dream this much, then the issue is being able to remember them, which happens more rarely. The first step to controlling dreams is remembering them in the first place, and the first step to remembering dreams is training your brain to remember details. You can increase awareness of dreams by writing a dream journal immediately after you wake up. By writing down every detail you can think of before you start to forget them, you're getting your mind used to remembering what's going on while you're dreaming. If you don't remember having any dreams at all, then even writing down the day of the week and the fact that there wasn't anything you could remember on that day will get your subconscious mind thinking about remembering dreams and make it more likely you can remember something in the future. An important part of the setup for remembering more of your dreams is to get better quality sleep in general. This means blocking out noise, making sure there's no small blinking lights in your bedroom, and getting the room as close as possible to total darkness. If any of your sleep is going to take place during daylight hours, then putting blackout blinds on the windows can help with this. Another good rule is not using electronic devices in the last hour before going to sleep. This is because it's been shown that people who do have 50% less melatonin in their bodies. Melatonin is a chemical that's vital to establishing a good sleeping pattern, and it's released in the brain in the absence of light. A good alternative to avoiding electronics entirely can be using a frontlit e-reader like the Kindle Paperwhite. This will be less harsh on the eyes than the backlit LCD screen of a smartphone, tablet or laptop. You should also try to avoid caffeine and alcohol, as well as over-the-counter sleep aids, all of which can disrupt a healthy sleep pattern. And of course get at least 8 hours of sleep each night. Your sleep pattern has several different phases, and knowledge of this can be used to find the best time to enter a lucid dream. The best method I've found to start lucid dreaming is to wake up and then go back to sleep at the exact right time within your sleep cycle. You can probably remember a time when you've woken up a few hours before being fully rested, probably during a dream, and then gone back to sleep and experienced a dream that you could remember more clearly, and maybe even had a limited degree of control over. This happens because you've woken up in the middle of the rapid eye movement, or REM sleep phase. This is the sleep phase that most dreams take place during, and the body is paralysed apart from the eyes to keep us from acting out our dreams. There are several periods of REM sleep, but 6 hours after going to sleep is usually where the longest one occurs, making this the best time to wake up and then go back to sleep to enter a lucid dream. You should set 2 alarms, one to wake up after 6 hours and another to wake you up for the actual start of your day. Although, if you want to enjoy a lucid dream for as long as possible, and if your schedule allows it, then you can delay the time of the second one, or not bother setting a second alarm at all. If you want to be even more accurate, There are numerous smartphone apps you can use to track your sleep patterns and then wake up at the exact correct phase within it. The reason this method works is that instead of gradually moving into REM sleep from other types of sleep, you're diving right back into REM sleep from a conscious state, bringing some of that consciousness with you as you do so. You can also set yourself up for lucid dreaming before you go to sleep with what's called an induction period. Do this by thinking about what a lucid dream will be like, visualizing what you want it to be about in as much detail as you can manage, then go to sleep. Though it might sound silly, some people have had success using a sleep mantra to remind themselves that they're going to be asleep and dreaming soon. You can boost the level of lucidity you experience by thinking about the ways in which dreams differ from reality while you're awake. Here are some tips to become aware that you're dreaming faster. First, become more observant of reality by performing regular reality checks and making a habit of asking yourself if you're dreaming. Look for consistency in your surroundings, since things will change often in dreams. Also look for recurring elements or situations in the dreams that you're having. If certain things crop up in your dreams repeatedly, remember what these things are so you can tip yourself off to the fact that you're dreaming in future. One thing that is important to pay attention to is your hands. You can try to look at them before going to sleep to get a good idea of what they look like fixed in your thoughts. While dreaming, your brain cannot get the proportions of hands right when visualizing them. You can also try using light switches and thinking about how using one changes your environment, since the brain has a problem with visualizing changing light levels within dreams. Another thing to try is periodically checking the time. In a dream, the progression of time will not work correctly, and time will often skip ahead, like cuts in a movie. A final tip that's related to the last one is to mentally backtrack to see how you got to where you are. The chain of cause and effects that links events together in reality will be fragmented in a dream, just as a timeline is. How good a job each of these things will do in raising your awareness will vary for each individual, so you should try out a few to see which ones work well for you. Once you've become aware that you're dreaming, the next part of enjoying a lucid dream is keeping it stable. It's very easy to get too excited about your ability to control what happens and instantly wake yourself up. You want to keep yourself in that Goldilocks zone of being just lucid enough to stay asleep while retaining your awareness. So instead of rushing to introduce all the things you want into your dream at once, stay calm and do it slowly. Imagine yourself taking a deep breath. Don't try to change too much right away. Instead, start to engage your senses and interact with your surroundings before changing one element at a time. If at any point you feel yourself losing control, try spinning yourself around on the spot, since many people have experienced that this works to restore a dream stability. This video has been quite information dense, but the basic idea you need to get started is a simple one. Pay more attention to both your reality and your dreams, and you'll find your ability to control your dreams is very rapidly improved. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, then subscribe.